Residents of the four polders of Blackbush and the quarantine have once again been assured of urgent and substantial help in re-establishing their livelihoods in the wake of the devastation wrought in their communities due to flooding. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, accompanied by his colleague Minister Dr. Ashni Singh, held an outreach to the four polders Saturday with a view to not only checking on the results of the various flood interventions ordered over the last 2 months, but to take a message of assurance and hope that government will stand with them in this their time of need. Speaking to residents and the farmers during the first engagement at Les Beholden, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said government is aware of the extent of devastation this national flooding has realized through unprecedented high-intensity rainfall and other factors. He assured the hundreds in attendance that officials of the various agencies of his ministry, along with officials of the CDC and other organizations, are on the ground visiting affected communities on a door-to-door basis, and the information gathered through these interactions will be used to determine the size and form of assistance to be rendered on a case-by-case basis.
The Ministry of Agriculture, through the various agencies, NARI, GLDA, GRDB, they have started an assessment. That assessment will conclude this weekend here. And by Tuesday, I will have to present a report to the Ministry of Finance and the Office of the President. And then they will see what they will do. But I will continue to do that assessment. And I want to tell you also that not everybody might be captured in that assessment. So if no one visits your home, kindly make contact with the people who are doing the assessment, with your NDC, with your RDC, with the agriculture extension officers, and then ensure they capture your concerns so that when that list is compiled, you are included on that list.
The Agriculture Minister told the appreciative audience that while the flood has delayed the implementation of the development plan for Blackbush, the development earmarked for the polders will be advanced as soon as the current crisis is over.
Blackbush Polder is a very important area, as you all know, for us. And this year we will see a number of developments that we have planned, and we have had to put it at a pause because of the flood that we have experienced over the last 2 months in the Polder. But I want to tell you that this weekend, 2 big projects for Blackbush will be advertised in the Ministry of Agriculture, and those 2 are 2 pumping stations to help boost the system in Blackbush Polder. 1 pumping station, Les Beholden will have their own pumping station at the Adventure Head there to drain the water to Blackbush Polder. And then we are also looking to have a proper station to do irrigation too, because remember Blackbush has a pumping station to do irrigation in all the 4 polders. But we want to ensure that people have maximum irrigation, because whenever we have the weather is dry, there are a lot of complaints that people are not getting water. We have to ration the water, we have to sectionize the water, and this pumping station that we'll put in place, that will be advertised tomorrow, will ensure that all 4 polders receive irrigation water on time so that people can have enough water. Why we are doing this? We are doing this because we value agriculture. We see agriculture as an activity that will take Guyana to higher heights.
Other developmental plans for the polders are agro-processing facilities to be established through investment by a private citizen of Blackbush, who will be partnering with government in this venture, a project that will ensure that farmers have a ready market for their produce.
And we are not only doing the traditional crops. We want our farmers now to move further. We want our farmers to get more value for the produce. We want to move away from this subsistence way of doing things, like from the market, from the farm to the market. So what we will be doing, we will be setting up agro-processing facilities in various parts of the country. Right here in Blackbush Polder, Dr. Ashley Singh will elaborate on it, but in another year from now, you will have your own agro-processing facility in my Bikini Blackbush Polder. So when you pick your tomatoes and you pick your pepper, And the other things, you'll not go right to the market, you'll go there. You'll have a regular buyer. They will purchase it and they will develop it, can it, process it, and get more value for it so that they can export it overseas. We have an investor already, and very shortly, we will be coming to Blackbush Polder to sign a MOU with him. He was supposed to be here today, but we didn't get to speak to him yesterday, so he had to go out. But very shortly, Dr. Singh and myself will come back here, and we'll sign that MOU, and construction will start for that facility. But that's the way we will be doing it. What we are looking at too, we have earmarked Tallergy to do another agro-processing facility. But seeing that we'll be doing one in Blackbush Polder, I don't think we'll have enough produce for two in the area. So we are looking for some other development within these areas so that we can make more investment in the agriculture sector. So comrades, I want to tell you that in the agriculture sector, the future is bright.
In all the Polders visited Saturday, the message was one of optimism and hope that beyond the current floods and its devastating impacts, development for Blackbush and all of Guyana would be jump-started. In his message to residents, Minister with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashney Singh, assured residents that monies have been put aside for the rehabilitation of streets and dams within the residential areas of the Polders, but stressed that while the plan is to ultimately have perfect roads in every part of the country, it is a phased process and will be realized over time.
Let me be clear. We as a government, we do not promise things that we cannot deliver. So what I'm saying, hear me out. So we have gone to Parliament for a special allocation to do Blackbush Polder. But to be upfront with, you never do all the roads. Okay. So we will start to do some now. We're going to do some more next year and some more next year. So continuously you will see roads upgrading, right?
At Joanna, Dr. Ashney assured residents that beyond the current disaster, development in agriculture communities such as the four Polders will be accelerated so as to facilitate rapid expansion in every sector, inclusive of crops and livestock.
As soon as we get past this flood and you resume planting and you resume rearing your animals and so on, we will not stop there. We are committed to opening new acreage. We want to open tens of thousands of acreage. One of the critical infrastructure that we are consulting on is a new road from number 58 village on the Quarantine Highway, number 58 village going all the way into Kanji Creek. That is going to open more than 40,000 acres of new agricultural land to be planted, to be cultivated, to be put on agriculture, whichever, whatever crop or whatever form of agriculture. So you have another 40,000 acres of land there. Then of course we are doing similar in West Demerara and Essequibo, putting new roads that will open up new acreage. The point I want to make is that we would like to see agriculture take its rightful place. The
final engagement for the day for Ministers Mustafa and Dr. Singh was a consultative meeting hosted by Minister Bishop Juan Edgil at the number 36 primary school, a consultation on the placement of a new all-weather agricultural road at Central Quarantine, and an application for the operation of an airstrip that would cater to aircraft, affording farmers access to aerial spraying of rice. More on this in a subsequent report.